Okay, so as part of the course Digital Production Concepts, one of the things that we do is create designs using Silhouette Studio. And I'm using the basic edition right now that is free for users to download to create designs that can be cut out of paper or vinyl. We use primarily vinyl, and we do projects like mugs and t-shirts, sweatshirts, joggers, jackets, mostly clothing accessories. And so I'm going to show you how to make a simple cutout so that you can start creating your own designs. So I'm going to make one, since this is the beginning of a new course or semester. I'm going to create something that says welcome back. So I could type welcome back in this one text box, but what I'm going to choose to do instead is type it into separate text boxes, and you're going to see why in just a moment. So now I have welcome back as my two separate text boxes. Now sometimes it's helpful when you're making a design to kind of maybe already have a font in mind. If you come over here, you can now change the font. And having a font in mind might help you expedite your process better, but sometimes you just want to go through and look at the fonts and see how they look with that particular word. So if I go through, I can just kind of arrow down and go through the different fonts. I have selected that I want to make the welcome in more like a print type font, and so I'm going to actually choose something that's rather common so that you can follow along, and I want to choose that Arial rounded MT bold, and notice that I can search for my font if I know what it is. So I'm going to choose this Arial rounded MT bold. Hopefully you have that available to you on your computers. And notice that this text box is taking up just over an inch by a little more than almost 4.5 inches. And I can resize that, and we may want to resize it on our workspace just so we can see it better, but I'm going to talk to you about some other reasons about what's going on here in just a little bit. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to make the back a script font, and there are several different types of script font. And you may not have this particular font on your computer, but I'd like to show you how the font doesn't connect. And for me, when I'm using a script, I'm using a script, and partially my intent is for those letters to connect to each other. So these do not connect. Now we can fix that by changing character spacing over here, but I'm not going to want to do that at this time. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to change the character spacing back to the 100%. And then I'm going to choose a different script font. Now once again, since we're trying to find something that you could follow along with us, if I look for a brush script, you guys probably have that available on your computers. So with this font available, I'm going to now resize it as well. And what you're going to see with the script font is that it does connect, but there's these lines in between each letter. And so when you use paper or vinyl, it's going to cut all those red lines. Like if I go to the send, it makes it even more prevalent that you can see what's actually going to cut out. Now remember, we're not printing, so it's not going to be this color. It's going to be whatever the color of your paper or vinyl that you're using, but it's going to cut each one of those lines. So if we go back to design, what you're going to be able to do is go into this Weld tool and choose Weld, and you will see how it welds the connecting letters together as one unit. So now that you have this as one unit, you're going to see probably as I welded that this became two pieces. And so all you're going to do is you're going to select those two pieces and right click and group those two pieces. So by grouping those two pieces, now I can move the exclamation point as one unit, I can move back as one unit, and I can move welcome as one unit because it was not split apart within its text box and no modifications were made to that. So this is how you would create your initial cut design by just typing some text and changing some fonts. Go ahead and try that and then come on back to the next video.